Welcome back, everybody. It's time for today's comedian. He comes from Rhode Island. Welcome back, Ben Hague.
You, all right, huh? How about a hand for everybody who's seen so far on the show? This is phenomenal, all right. Good to be here, man. It's good to just be a working comedian, which is weird. You do so many different types of gigs. I did a gig in Vegas a few weeks ago, and it was after the show. There was nothing but like 21-year-old girls running around. They're doing Jaeger shots, and 2 weeks later, I'm performing in a studio in the middle of Arlington with original cast members from the movie Cocoon sitting on a couch 2 feet from me. I don't know what the hell's going on. My bookie is over here looking to collect money. Like, I don't know where I am right now. That's comedy for you, kids. It's comedy. Stand-up's a pretty good gig because it's one of the few jobs where they give you like a resume before you do your job, or they say where you're from, or where you've performed, which is pretty neat. I think that's good. I'm glad they don't do that for every job. I think that would be pretty awkward if you were on a plane, all of a sudden you hear, put those tray tables up, make some noise for the man in the cockpit. He graduated in the bottom 10% of his class at Cincinnati Community College. He failed his pilot's test his first 3 attempts, but his dad donates a lot of money here at Delta. Put your hands together for the man who still cries during takeoffs, Tommy Dunbar. What? I'm screwed. It's not good. I'm glad to be back in New England, though, back home. I'm from Rhode Island, from this neck of the woods, which is good because we're, like, real. I think New Englanders are, like, the realest people you can get. We're just kind of hard asses. Like, we tell it like it is. I realized this when I went on vacation. If anything ever goes wrong while you're on vacation, New Englanders don't care. If you're somewhere better than here, they don't give you any sympathy. I was in Florida during the rainstorms that we got up here in the springtime. And I called one of my buddies. I was like, dude, I got the worst sunburn in the world lying on the beach. I didn't even sleep a wink last night. He's like, oh, tough life you have down there on the beach in Miami. Well, meanwhile, all I did up here in Boston was rain buckets on my head. And thankfully enough for me, my wife happens to PMS every time there's a drop of moisture in the air. So don't call me complaining about how you couldn't sleep last night when I've been too afraid to shut my eyes for the last 13 days because I'm afraid my crazy lunatic of a wife is going to suffocate me with a pillow because once again, tomorrow's forecast calls for showers. So you still gonna pick me up at the airport, or should I try to find a ride? I deal with a lot of stupid people because I travel so much, which is weird. Not a fan of dealing with people that just, ugh. I was doing a show once, we'll say last week, for purposes of the show, and doesn't matter, right? Last month, who cares? Anyway, I'm backstage before the show, and the lady goes to hand me a bottle of water, one of the waitresses, right? She came backstage, and she was like really nervous, she was shaking, and I was like, is everything okay? You all right? She goes, I got a $400 speeding ticket driving to work today on the way to the show, $400. I was like, how fast were you going? She goes, I was going 85. I was like, 85 in a what? Swear to God, she goes, in the street. I was like, what? I can see how you didn't talk you out of that one, you moron. Are you serious? Thanks for the details, you nitwit. I assumed you were on a skateboard doing donuts in a cornfield. What's this lady's deal? My goodness gracious. I don't know, you just deal with goofballs, man. But we all do it, right? I did the same thing. I was down in Florida, was talking to this lovely young lady. She invites me to her place of work. She worked at a tanning salon. I'm like, that's kind of cool. I'll go visit her, right? I show up there. She literally wanted me to tan. I've never tanned before. I'm a guy. She's like, booth 9 is ready. I'm like, oh my God. I get in the tanning booth, right? I had my pants on for the first 8 minutes. I didn't know how it worked, folks. Right, finally I take those babies off. They have these jets that shoot cold air at you because it gets so hot in there. They try to keep you cool, but for some reason the jets are located in this general area. Right? I wasn't used to it. I'm just sitting there all of a sudden, oh my God, what? But it gets so hot you start to enjoy it. Oh, that's really not that bad. Oh, Daddy likes this. Take me home tonight. You guys have been a lot of fun. Thanks so much for having me.
Ben Hague, everybody. We'll be right back with him right after this.